Hey, and howdy ho, my neighborina, welcome back. So today, we are going to take a look at all of the brand new Divine Fest dragons, because you'll see in game that the Divine Island is now here, but obscured by some clouds, and we can see new Divine Dragons. This is actually Longwang Castle events, so I guess this is a preview to the event, and the Divine Altar, which is of course one of the major changes between this and previous Divine events. So you can just click the clouds and you should be able to see that in game. But earlier today, the DML YouTube channel uploaded a video which showcases every event dragon that's going to be coming in the Divine Fest. And at the same time, we do also have the weekly event schedule, which I'll be going through today as well, which shows that we've got the collection event starting, Divine Dungeon, and Divine Event Chapter 1, along with the Cake Craze event. So, like I said, we'll go through all of the upcoming events in a memento. But before that, let's go and watch through this official DML YouTube channel video. It's been a long while since they've uploaded to here. So I kind of want to see it and see all the dragons in their full glory. So I guess we'll go full screen for now rather than watching it in a little window. That's assuming that everything hasn't broken. Yeah, cool, looks good. So we have this opening image, Divine Fest Dragons. That is Longwang, and he is part of the Divine Altar Chapter 1. So he will be available right at the beginning of the event. So that is Mr. Longwang. Oh, I love the name. I love it. Then we've got the Fairy Dragon that's also in the Divine Chest, Changeling, which is in the Divine Chest as well, Glamorous, which is also in Chapter 1. Then we have Greyhorn, who is the Premium Milestone Reward, the Changi Dragon, that's also in Chapter 1, the Blackberry, which is in the Cake Craze event, Chrono Erlangshen, who's from the Divine Altar, Porcelain, who is actually probably my new favourite dragon out of all of this. He is the Castle event reward of Chapter 1 of the Castle event, and look at him in all of his beautiful glory. He is a blue boy and a white boy. He just looks really pretty and he looks like a big smiler. Probably definitely my favourite, so that is him. But we also have the Copper Dragon coming in the collection event for Chapter 1, Pangu, who is this Pangu Dragon. Oh no, I've gone too far ahead. But Pangu is the main reward dragon for both parts of the castle event, so you'll have to do Chapter 1 of the castle and Chapter 2 and get all of the pieces in both parts to get yourself Pangu. Pangu is an old divine, but still better than not having a divine. But anyway, that's him. Then we have the brand new Freyr dragon, not Freyja, Freyr dragon, who is part of the Divine Altar Chapter 2. So he's part of the Northern Dragons that is going to be added in the second chapter of the event, but he will be in the Divine Altar, so if you save up your Holy Talismans, you'll be able to buy him. But decent looking guy. We've got River in Chapter 2 Divine Chess, Feyr in Chapter 2 Divine Chess, Elkhound also in the Divine Chess of Chapter 2. Then we've got Frigg, who's also in the Divine Altar, Brunhilde in the Boss Challenge, and Fjord, who is also a very pretty looking dragon, and he is the Chapter 2 Castle event reward dragon. So we're going to have 2 new dragons for each chapter of the castle event, and if you do both, you get Pangu, but I mainly want Fjord and Porcelain just to have them. And then the other dragon that we have, which is the new one, is this guy, which is the Oracle Dragon, which is the collection event reward dragon for Chapter 2. So very blue boy, looks like a very aquatic themed guy. And then of course we've got Freyr coming out. Now it skipped to a video about taming bees. Now why would I need to know that, YouTube? Why? Why do you do this to me? But anyway, like I said, we've got Freyr, who to get her, I believe we need the castle event dragons from part 1 and part 2, and we need the Divine Altar dragons from Longwang and the new Freyr dragon. So, those are all of the new dragons. So the main ones that people are going to be interested in, of course, are going to be Longwang, and where was the other new one? We've got Greyhorn, who's that premium milestone reward dragon. Then, of course, we also have Porcelain. I've skipped too far ahead. Porcelain. And the other major divine from this that's the new one is Freyr. So, lots of dragons. Lots and lots of dragons for us to potentially get. Also lots of returning dragons, but you know, the thing is with Frigg also being in the Divine Altar, we've got to choose what we want to use our Holy Talismans on. But I really did want Longwang purely for the name. But we'll see what happens, I suppose. But, you know, it's going to be here soon, starting on the 12th. So that is next Monday. 3 days, essentially. Less than 3 days to go. So, get looking forward to that. So, coming back to the actual events, so that it's easier to understand, I guess, in a little bit. We've got some of the visual aids. Now, coming back to all of the explicit event timers, do remember that we've got Divine Altars, which are separate from Divine Chests, and we will have different Divine Chests for Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 in the event. So, first of all, we have the full weekly schedule. So, Nessie was throwing the link to the video there. As for the event schedule, look out for the Doomsday Dragon in the special edition of the Bottomless Dungeon, which includes divine tickets inside every chest. Also got Bamboo Dragon parts, and that lasts from the 12th to the 19th. So that's the first dungeon week, the first Divine Dungeon week. Then we've got the Divine Event Chapter 1. Try your hand at the first chapter of our month-long Divine Event and add Divine Dragons to your collection, including the brand new Porcelain Dragon. Oh, I hope I can. Then clan stuff, whatever. The 12th to the 19th we have Cake Craze, which has blackberry in it, as we saw before. Food Frenzy, that's whatever. Dinner time, whatever. It doesn't mention anything about divine tickets in there, so I'll be interested to see if they actually come with it. Golden Gatherer, whatever. Not really interesting. And then the Dragon of the Week is going to be Duskwing, which you can get by breeding Eel and Cyborg. So that is the weekly schedule of stuff. It's mainly Cake Craze and Divine Dungeon that you want to be looking out for, and Chapter 1 of the Divine Event starting up, of course. So there's all of that happening next week. But of course, in the meantime, because it is a Friday, it does mean that we have things like Whale Mart and weekend events here as well. So, in the Whale Mart, we've got some dungeon currency, which I'm going to take. We've got a few enchantment tickets, which I'm going to take because I've got the food. VIP tickets are okay. If you save up enough of the gems to buy these, it comes out cheaper than buying it outright. But also got Divine Mats, not worth it. And we've got premium sigil chests. As always, I'm going to buy one of these and see how our luck goes. One blue. What is it? Cruelty, and that's a bit disappointing. Cruelty's okay for the map, but it's not really good at my point when I've got divines and such, but oh well, I guess we smell. I just wanted to say that to rhyme, but I guess you're not wrong, me. I've had kind of a stressful day, but I'm also very tired, so I would not be surprised if I was also quite smelly right now. Information you didn't need to know, but now you do. There you go. But anyway, that is that. We also have rainbow shards. Spend as many gems as you can to win awesome rewards. I probably should have actually activated this before. I spent that on the premium sigil chest, and you can win the mosaic. But I'm not going to be spending any more gems, so I'm not going to win anyway. We also have golden opportunity, which can get you the mutant dragon by spending gold. So depends on if you need the dragon or not. Good luck if you're going for it. Aside from that, there's not really anything else going on. I'll be honest, this week in DML, I have not been doing the boss challenge. I might do this one fight so that we can get a reward, but I have been chilling this week with DML because we've had a lot of DML info coming in, but not a whole lot of interesting stuff. Reading Blitz, I don't need horror, so I haven't been worrying about that. But those are the weekend events. That's the Whale Mart. That is the new information. You should be ready, set, and raring to go for next week. And again, if you need to breed the full dragon, now is the time to do it before the new event stuff begins. Because when we've got Cake Craze and Divine Dungeons and all that other stuff going on, and then castle events, you're going to struggle to find the time to breed him. So you really should, if you've got a few extra Den relics and a few double egg relics, I highly suggest that you at least use one of each to try and, you know, breed him. But it's up to you. If you're not going to go for the yearly collection, I guess you do you. I have not failed a yearly collection since they began, so I'm going to continue to breed them going into the new month, because I've already got the full. In fact, I've got 2 of them. But we'll see how the event goes, because the event is going to depend entirely on how everything is balanced in terms of sheer numbers. If the Holy Talisman drop rates are really low, and if the Divine Ticket drop rates are really low, it's also gonna suck. So lots of things could go very wrong with this event. Lots of things could also go very right. Like if the drop rates are relatively high, and a really dedicated player can net themselves all dragons if they get slightly lucky, I guess, and put in all the effort. But otherwise, I don't know how the event would be. So, look, I'm not super positive going into the event, all things considered, with, you know, the information that we've gotten about it, but I'm more than willing to give the event the best shot I can, and not be overly critical of it before then. But if the event, say we start up the event and the numbers are completely off and bad for players, I'm going to say it if it's true. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat things, I'm not going to lie and say, wow, this is great, I love this. Because if I don't love it, I'm not going to say that I do. You know, and Freyr coming back has excited a lot of people. But to get Freyr, you do need those castle event dragons, and you need the divine altar dragons. And can you even get them free to play? I don't know. So, even though we've seen all the dragons now, and it's coming in just a few days, we still don't have all of the elements officially announced, and we still don't have the event numbers revealed to us yet. So there's still a lot of unknowns. I think a lot of people wanted those unknowns to be, I guess, vocalized a bit sooner than now, but it is what it is, and we are who we are. So, you know, go and check out the video if you want to see all the new dragons yourself, but, you know, there's not really too much new information apart from seeing new Longwang, new Porcelain, new Freyja, and the other new one. The one that's not Porcelain, so the uncool one. Yeah, Porcelain's probably definitely my overall design favourite of the new dragons, but, you know, unless there's any super secret special surprise dragons coming out at any point. Because remember when we used to get breeding events during divine events? We used to get them for Aphrodite and Pengu. I remember. When are we going to get those again? Calendar events, remember those? For Divines, for Hypnos and Langshan, I remember. When are we going to get those? Probably never, but, you know. Well, as I've said before, if it's not impossible, it means it could be possible. So, that's my stance on it anyway. So, I'm going to finish these last 2 fights. Those are my overall thoughts on these new dragons, and I hope that you are prepared. Within the next 2 days, you'll be better off evenly leveling out your team as much as possible, and then when the event starts, if you level up your dragons a bit more then, that will put you in the best possible situation for going into the castle events, because you'll have a higher level dragon than the opposition. But it depends on the stage that you're at, how your team's formed, yada yada. So good luck, I hope that you get all the dragons that you want, and I don't have to worry about getting all the pieces for Pengu, so that's going to be nice for me. But I do want those castle event new dragons. So, Porcelain, come to me. Where is Porcelain? Porcelain, there he is. Here he is. He's my furry OC. Anyway, for now, I appreciate you being here. Check out the video. And until next time, I do hope to see you then.